Okay, so let us continue, students. So as this last statement states, as the collision is assumed to be elastic, during collision, the component Vx of the velocity will get reversed, keeping Vy and Vz components unaltered. So we all know, right, that any component, any particle, any position, we can resolve it into x, y. I'm not sure if you all must be knowing this, obviously, a very basic concept for physics, yes or no? So like if there is any particles, you all can find the x component, y component, z component for it. Okay, fine. So here, because my particle is traveling along the x-axis, it will hit the wall and it will come back in the opposite x-axis. Y or z क्या है उससे फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Okay. So what is this example they have given? You all can see this yellow box that is there. Okay, so they have given one example over here. You all can see here, see, I have y-axis, I have x-axis. Okay, there is a particle. This particle will go and hit the y-axis and it comes back. Okay, fine. What they have done is they have resolved. You all can see here, this particles, they have resolved its y and x component. Now, obviously, normally what we do is we consider this as x and this as y, right? So this component is usually x component, this is usually y. But here, see to it, what is the axis, like what is the labeling that they have done? This is y-axis and this is x-axis. So if I resolve this point, this particular direction is going to be along my y-axis, so Vy, and this particular direction is going to be Vx. Okay. Similarly, if I do the resolution at this point, so students, see, at this point, my y-axis is going to be same. Like in both the cases, my direction of y-axis is same. Yes or no? But what has changed in the second one? The direction of x-axis. Okay, fine. Like when I'll resolve here into x and y components, now here my Vx is opposite to the first one. Okay, fine. So if I read what is written, consider two-dimensional elastic collision of a particle with a wall that is along the y-axis. So this basically, there is a wall that is lying on y-axis as shown in the accompanying figure. It can be easily seen that the Vx component is reversed. Okay, here which component? Vx component is reversed and Vy remains unchanged. So this 2D example they have given you all in order to explain that 3D figure. वो क्यूब के अंदर जो पार्टिकल है वो एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए ये 2D का एग्जाम्पल दिया है. वहां पे भी सिंपली देखो क्या याद रखना है स्टूडेंट्स, योर पार्टिकल इज मूविंग अलोंग एक्स एक्सिस, राइट? सो इट विल मूव, इट विल हिट द वॉल, इट विल रिफ्लेक्ट बैक. So x is the component of my concern right now. I am not bothered with what is y and what is z. Okay, as simple as that. Let us move ahead. Okay, fine. Considering all the molecules, their average y and z components of the velocities are not changed by collisions with the shaded wall. Okay, again the same thing, we are not concerned about yz components. This can be understood from the fact that the gas molecules remain evenly distributed throughout the volume and do not get any additional motion in plus y or minus y and plus z or minus z direction. Okay, fine. One of the reasons being that there are molecules present everywhere. See students, I am considering, or I can say the experimenting is considering only one molecule which is moving along x-axis, it is hitting the wall and coming back. But that is not the case, right? Inside the cube, there are n molecules present. Now, I don't know where all the molecules are moving. They might move along x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. They can go anywhere in random direction, right? Yes or no? Okay. So that is what they are trying to tell over here, because everything is distributed evenly. So if something is going this side, it will have something going in the opposite direction as well. So we are not considering it right now. Okay, fine. Thus the y and z components remain unchanged during collision with the wall that is parallel to the yz axis. Hence the change in momentum. Okay, now this point is very important, students. See, let me just go a little bit down. Okay. See, I tell you all what we are supposed to find over here, that molecule which is moving along the, which is moving towards the wall. Okay, the molecule that is moving, which has a velocity of v vector. What I am supposed to find is the force exerted by this molecule on that particular shaded wall. Okay, what is the force that this molecule is exerting on my shaded wall? ये मुझे ढूंढना है. Okay, a very basic formula according to Newton's law for force is change in momentum upon change in time. Okay, don't write this now. I'll tell you all where you all are supposed to write this. Okay, but I am just telling you all this because if I have to find the force exerted by the molecule on the wall, I need to find change in momentum first. Okay, and what is change in momentum? Change in momentum is nothing but the final value minus the initial value. Okay, fine. I hope you all are following till here. Hence, the changing momentum of a particle is only in the x component of the momentum. So, because we are not considering y and z, and because I am dealing with a molecule which is traveling along x-axis, obviously I can put a subscript x over here. That subscript is indicating that we are dealing with x-axis, and it is very much important. Okay, fine. So, you can see final momentum. What is delta P? Final minus initial. Okay, fine. Just 1 minute. Okay. Now, students, I hope everyone knows the formula for momentum. Momentum is m into v. Okay, momentum is m into v. Here, obviously, m is the mass of that molecule and v. Okay. Now, how to explain this? How should I explain this? Okay, fine. See, the molecule is first it goes, then it will hit, and then it will come back. Okay, in the opposite direction. Okay, fine. So if in this direction it is moving in Vx, when it will come in the reverse direction, it will become what? Minus Vx, right? After the collision when it comes back. So after the collision happens and it comes back, that is the final one. And when it is going to hit the wall, that is the initial one. Okay, you all are understanding? So you are seeing the final one, what actually it is, see, I'll tell you all. It is something like this. Vx, okay, minus, I mean that is what is written. Okay, so here this minus sign is of Vx, okay, fine, because it is the final one. After hitting the wall, when the molecule comes back, that is the velocity, minus Vx, okay, fine. And this one is plus Vx because it is the initial one when it is going to hit the wall. I hope you all are understanding. And the center minus is the formula because we are finding change, right? So last minus, final minus initial. So minus mvx is going to give me what? Minus 2 mvx. Okay, this is my change in momentum. So the momentum transferred to the wall during collision is plus 2 mvx. Okay, the momentum which is transferred to the wall, we won't consider. See, basically sign, I can say it is indicating the direction. Okay, in order to, if like I want just magnitude, I will ignore this minus sign. Okay, value is going to be just 2 mvx. The rebounced molecule then goes to the opposite wall and collides with it. This statement is very important. See, उसने वो शेडेड वॉल को हिट किया, हिट करके वो बाउंस बैक भी हुआ, बट बाउंस बैक होके अभी वो किधर हिट करेगा? वो जो दूसरे साइड का वॉल है उधर. ओके, देखो यहाँ पे शेडेड वॉल था और यहाँ पे वो दूसरे साइड का वॉल है. तो मॉलिक्यूल इधर गया, उसने हिट किया, वो बाउंस बैक हुआ, फिर वो इधर कोलाइड करेगा ये वाले वॉल पे. समझ रहा है? ठीक है. We now set the average force exerted by one molecule on the wall equal to the average rate of change of momentum during the time for one collision. So what you all can do is just mark this statement, okay, just mark this statement and simply write this formula here now. Okay, so we will use this formula. Force is change in momentum upon change in time. We will be using this formula in order to find the force exerted by one molecule, because we are studying entire, सब हम लोग एक molecule को लेके पढ़ रहे हैं ना, study कर रहे हैं, तो वो एक molecule कितना force exert कर रहा है मेरे wall पे, जो shaded wall है उस पे. To find this average rate, we have to divide the change in momentum by the time taken for one collision. That is what the formula stands for, right? I hope you all are noting down whatever I am asking you all to write down. Okay, fine. So if I move ahead, okay, after colliding with the shaded wall, the molecule will travel to the opposite wall and is reflected back. It travels back towards the shaded wall again to collide with the shaded wall. So this thing is going on happening. First it will collide, then it is bounced back and it will collide with this wall. Then it is bounced from this wall and goes back and collides with the shaded wall again. Okay, fine. So this thing is going on happening. This means that the molecule travels a distance of 2L in between two collisions. Please mark this statement, very important. See, First time when it, I can say, see, I hope I'm not drawing the entire cube, students, so I hope you all are understanding. So first the molecule, suppose it was here, okay? So it went, it collided over here, then it bounced back, then it came here, and from here it is again bounced back and it will go and collide. So on the shaded wall, it is colliding 2 times. Yes or no? On the shaded wall, it is colliding 2 times. So between two collisions of that shaded wall, what is the path that it is traveling? Or I can say whenever, or forget about the shaded wall, whenever two collisions are happening, how much is the path my molecule is traveling? एक बार L, okay, see, इधर से start हुआ, गया, फर्स्ट टाइम कोलाइड हुआ, उसने L डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल किया, वहां से बाउंस हुआ, यहाँ पे कोलाइड हुआ, वहां पे L डिस्टेंस ट्रैवल किया उसने, है ना? सो बिटवीन टू सक्सेसिव कोलिजन, okay, between two successive collisions, how much is the total distance my one molecule is traveling? 2L. Okay, fine. Why L? Because that is the side of the cube, right? That was mentioned at the beginning. Okay, fine. Hence, to get the average force, we have to divide by the time between two successive. See, students, why we are doing all this? As I told, formula for force is change in momentum upon change in time. We already have this. अभी थोड़े टाइम पहले ढूंढा ना, फाइनल मोमेंटम माइनस इनिशियल मोमेंटम. Now all this discussion that is there, the distance traveled between two collision is 2L. Why we are doing that particular discussion? In order to find delta T. Okay, so I will come to know how to do that. See, as L is the length of the cubical box, the time for the molecule to travel back and forth to the shaded wall is this much. Okay. See, what is velocity? Distance upon time? Yes or no? So I can write time as what? Distance upon velocity, or can note this down. Okay. Maybe somewhere over here, or where this delta T ka formula is there, somewhere over there you all can write down. See, I'll write it again. We all know that velocity is distance upon time. So if I shift time on one side, the formula is distance upon v. Okay, small v. Okay, velocity. So using this relation, I am going to find delta t. So delta t is going to be what? What is the distance? Distance between two collisions कितना है? 2L है, right? And what is the velocity? हमारा particle किधर जा रहा है? Vx की तरफ. कौन से axis से ये है? Vx, x axis, right? So Vx is the velocity. This is how I get delta t. Okay, fine. So now I have delta P, now I have delta T. I can divide both of them and find the force exerted by one molecule on the shaded wall. Okay, fine. Everyone, please, before I move ahead, please let me know if you all understood till here.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Even though the length of the topic is little bit big, but the topic is very simple, students. Very simple. Like, just consider a cube. Just 1 minute. Just 1 second, okay? Yeah. Just consider a cube with an ideal gas in it and all the collisions and everything is happening. Consider one molecule. Remember what you all have to find. First part is to find the force exerted by the one molecule on the shaded wall. So for formula for that is delta P upon delta T. So you all have to find delta P first, that is final momentum minus initial momentum. You all have to find delta T. How we can do that? Distance upon velocity. Velocity in this case we'll indicate by Vx because we are considering only x component. We are not considering y and z component. How to find the distance? Distance traveled by the particle between two successive collisions. Once it will go and hit the wall, then it will go back and hit the front wall. So L, L, 2L. Okay? Fine. So let's get to the force part, the average. Just 1 second. The average force exerted on the shaded wall by molecule 1. Okay, now what is this molecule 1? अभी x के तरफ मैंने एक molecule बनाया. देखो बीच में mentioned था. There are many molecules which are randomly traveling. So molecules can be going along y, z or any axis. बट x के अलॉन्ग भी तो और मॉलिक्यूल्स हो सकते हैं ना. मैंने तो सिर्फ एक ही बनाया है, बट बहुत सारे मॉलिक्यूल्स ऐसे जा सकते हैं ना अलॉन्ग x एक्सिस 2, 3, 4. यस और नो? सो दैट मॉलिक्यूल्स 1 स्टैंड्स फॉर द वन दैट इज ड्रॉन इन द डायग्राम. वैसे और भी मॉलिक्यूल्स है जो अलॉन्ग x एक्सिस मूव करके वॉल को हिट करके वापस जा रहे हैं. समझ में आ रहा है? Average force is given by, see here again they have not written it, so you all can here simply write that formula FAV. Okay, average force is delta P upon delta T. This you all can write it in your derivation also, okay, when you all are writing the answer, because see here they have directly substituted, तो थोड़ा confusion हो सकता है. तो डेल्टा पी हम लोग को क्या मिला था, अगेन जस्ट कंसिडर द मैग्नीट्यूड, ओके, हम लोग को डेल्टा पी मिला था -2mvx, ओके, बट डोंट कंसिडर दिस माइनस साइन, सिंपली कंसिडर 2mvx. Now you all must be wondering why this 1 because of the molecule 1, okay, because of the first molecule, because see later no students we are going to write this formula. देखो अभी हम लोग ने क्या ढूंढा, f average ढूंढा ना, जो कि एक मॉलिक्यूल का है. इसके बाद हम लोग f टोटल ढूंढेंगे जो कि सारे मॉलिक्यूल्स के होंगे. दैट इज द रीजन राइटिंग दैट 1 becomes necessary. So this is delta p, this is delta t, yes or no? 2 कैंसिल हो जाएगा, है ना. ये जो डिनोमिनेटर का डिनोमिनेटर vx है, न्यूमरेटर में जाएगा तो ये स्क्वायर बन गया. So this is what I get. What is this formula for f average? Where vx1 is the x component of the velocity of molecule 1. Okay, very simple. All right, now let us move ahead. Now here students, here actually the thing is, let me just check once, or wait, let us follow what is written in the textbook only. Considering the other molecules 2, 3, 4 with their respective x components of velocities, okay, see as I said, along x axis बहुत सारे molecules जा रहे हैं, तो बाकी molecules का x component क्या होगा? For molecule 2 it will be vx2, for molecule 3 it will be vx3, है ना, and so on. The total average force, yeah, so it is written over here. See, हमने FAV जो ढूंढा that was for molecule 1. अब हम लोग जो F टोटल ढूंढेंगे that is going to be for all the molecules traveling along x axis. Okay, so here see they have not actually written the notation, so you all can write the notation over here that total is the subscript. Okay, उसको थोड़ा छोटा लिखना, subscript है. F total is what was the formula that I just obtained? M vx1 square upon L, ये था ना फॉर्मूला F एवरेज का. तो अभी इसमें क्या चेंज हुआ है, देखो स्टूडेंट्स, m by l तो वैसा ही रहेगा, लेकिन अभी सारे वेलोसिटीज आ गए, है ना, जो बाकी मॉलिक्यूल्स है एक्स एक्सिस की तरफ मूव कर रहे हैं उनके भी वेलोसिटीज आ गए. तो ये जो फॉर्मूला है ये किसका फॉर्मूला है? F टोटल का फॉर्मूला है, समझा. सो हमने F एवरेज ढूंढा, फोर्स exerted by one molecule on the wall. From that F average formula I have to just do the modification, include other velocities as well, other x components of the other molecules, okay fine, and then write the formula for F total. इतना हो गया, फोर्स हो गया. अब नेक्स्ट पार्ट इज टू फाइंड द प्रेशर, द मेन टॉपिक दैट इज देयर, प्रेशर ऑफ आइडियल गैस. व्हाट इज द बेसिक फॉर्मूला फॉर प्रेशर? फोर्स अपॉन एरिया, राइट. अभी समझा फोर्स क्यों ढूंढ रहे हैं हम लोग, ठीक है, बिकॉज एट द एंड वी आर सपोज्ड टू यूज दिस रिलेशन फॉर प्रेशर. Okay, fine. Yeah, now see students, here what they have done is they have directly written the total pressure. ये जो कैपिटल P है ना, तुम लोग यहाँ पे लिख सकते हो, टोटल प्रेशर है ये, ठीक है, ये टोटल प्रेशर है. देखो फोर्स में हमने क्या किया, पहले एवरेज फोर्स ढूंढा, फिर टोटल फोर्स ढूंढा, राइट. वैसे हम लोग प्रेशर में भी कर सकते हैं स्टूडेंट्स, पहले वी कैन फाइंड एवरेज प्रेशर, देन आई कैन फाइंड टोटल प्रेशर. ओके, सो आई विल टेल यू ऑल हाउ टू फाइंड एवरेज प्रेशर, बट अगेन दिस इज लिटिल बिट एक्स्ट्रा पार्ट, it is not there in your textbook. In your textbook they have directly found total pressure, so you all can stick to your textbook. See what you all can do is, if you all have to find average pressure, क्या है, फोर्स अपॉन एरिया है ना, तो एवरेज प्रेशर में हम लोग कौन सा फोर्स लेंगे? एवरेज फोर्स लेंगे, राइट, अपॉन एरिया, है ना. एवरेज फोर्स हम लोग को क्या मिला स्टूडेंट्स? एवरेज फोर्स इज m vx square by L upon what is going to be the area? Area of what? Area of that shaded wall that is there. That shaded wall of that cube, that shaded wall is a square, right students? और इसका length L है, तो ये shaded wall का area क्या आएगा? L square by the area of square. Okay, I hope you all are following. So you all can just note this down if you all want. Okay, how to find P average is F average upon A. अब इसको ही तुम लोग P total में कैसे modify करोगे? अच्छा, ये जो numerator वाला L है, let me just take some other color. 1 second, okay. ये जो L है ये denominator में जाएगा ना, and क्या हो जाएगा? L cube हो जाएगा. So basically the formula is going to be m vx square upon L cube. P एवरेज क्या मिलेगा मुझे? m vx square upon L cube. अब ये क्या है, P एवरेज है. अब अगर तुम लोग को P टोटल ढूंढना है तो क्या करोगे, m अपॉन एल क्यूब एज इट इज रखना है, और जो Vx स्क्वायर है उसकी जगह क्या डालोगे, Vx1 स्क्वायर प्लस, इधर भी तुम लोग एक्चुअली 1 लिख सकते हो फॉर द फर्स्ट मॉलिक्यूल. ओके, P एवरेज ऑफ द फर्स्ट मॉलिक्यूल. देन टोटल में क्या करो, Vx1 स्क्वायर x2 स्क्वायर. तो ये दिख रहा है यहाँ पे तुम लोग को, मैच कर रहा है ना ये जो मैंने अभी डिस्कस किया उससे. So this is P total. Okay. So you all can note down that. See, कैसा है? This will help you all in the derivation. First, what we did, find F average, then F total. So you all can find P average first, and then simply write P total. In your textbook, they have directly written the total pressure. That is also okay. Fine. So this part that I have written, students, this is for P average. और P total में बस क्या difference हो जाएगा, Vx1 square के जगह तुम लोग को सारे velocities include करने, सारे molecules के. तो Vx1 square plus Vx2 square plus dot dot dot. Okay? Everyone, please let me know if you all understood till here. ये total pressure तक कैसे आए हम लोग?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Fine. Okay, okay, good, good, good. So basically pressure of the ideal gas, थोड़ा main topic के हम लोग almost close आ चुके हैं. But now the question is, हम तो सिर्फ x axis बोल रहे हैं, but there are many molecules which are there in random motion. What about the other axis? Okay, so including the other axis, now you all have to modify this total pressure का formula. Okay, fine. So that is just the last part for this derivation. Then we are done. Okay, fine. Okay, so you all can see here what they have done is they have found the average velocity. The average of the square of the x component of velocities is. So जितने भी तुम्हारे x axis के x जो molecules that are traveling along x axis, उनके जो velocity का x components है उसका average निकाला है. So how to do that? Very simple. Like we here see capital N stands for what? Number of molecules, right? So जितने भी molecules along x axis जा रहे हैं, सबका velocities का squares divided by the total number of molecule, I can denote it by Vx square 1. See students, that is the reason है ना, Vx1 लिखना थोड़ा important हो जाता है when you all are discussing for one molecule. Okay, because simple Vx is what? Simple Vx is average of all of them. So please be careful while you are writing notations and everything. Okay, fine. Now I hope you all understood this part. Now just one second. Yeah, so here students, the thing is that why they explained this to us, in order to modify the pressure formula. So what was the total pressure formula that I obtained? My total pressure formula is m upon L cube Vx1 square plus Vx2 square plus so on, right? Yes or no? Now here, instead of this Vx1, this, or I'll take some other color, wait. Just one second. Yeah, this bracket that is there, okay? Instead of this bracket is same as this bracket, right? This particular numerator. Yes or no? So instead of that bracket, if I cross n on this side, I will get what? N into Vx square bar, right? Yes or no? So instead of that bracket, I am going to substitute this. N Vx square bar. ये दिख रहा है यहाँ पे? N Vx square bar. Okay? Fine, understood. So in this formula, instead of this bracket that is there, Vx1 square and everything, this that I have obtained, this relation, average of the square of x component. So this numerator, see this bracket and this numerator is same, right? So ये n को cross करो और ये bracket के जगह क्या डालना है? n Vx square bar. Okay? Anything else you all can see? Any other modification you all can see over here? Numerator तो मैंने बता दिया, और कुछ दिख रहा है?
Denominator.
So
Volume.
Yes, volume. Very good. Okay. See students, इधर denominator में क्या है? L cube है ना? तो L cube is what? Volume of my cube, right? So instead of writing L cube, you all can substitute capital V. That is why at the beginning I told you all, see to it that there's a difference between your capital V and small v, because इधर confusion होने का बहुत chances है. Everywhere we are dealing with velocity only students, but after this step you all can see, instead of L cube, they have written L cube as capital V. You all can put a arrow over here and write down volume. Okay, so that you all don't get confused. So where Vx square is the average over all possible values of Vx. Okay, fine. Acha, now see, we started with one molecule moving along x-axis. Okay, then what we did, जब भी हम लोग total ढूंढते हैं, F total या फिर P total, we consider all the molecules moving along x-axis. इतना हो गया, ठीक है. After considering all the molecules that are moving along x-axis, this is the pressure formula that I get. Okay, but we are not done with the derivation. What about the molecules moving along y-axis and z-axis? So see students, if I have to find like v square overall, ठीक है, ये overall है, अभी पूरे क्यूब का है, सारे एक्सिस का मिला के. So it is vx square, vy square and vz square. Yes or no? Till now we are just dealing with vx square. But now what is v square? V square is like overall, तीनों एक्सिस का मिला के, vx square, vy square, vz square. Okay. Now here students, one property is there that we are supposed to remember, and that property is that your Vx is equal to Vy is equal to Vz. Property of symmetry. Okay. So this symmetry property you all are supposed to remember. Just 1 minute. Okay. Vx is equal to Vy equal to Vz. Okay. You all can write this down by symmetry, or we have written here as well. See, इधर उन्होंने स्क्वायर के टर्म्स में लिखा है, बट मीनिंग सेम है. ठीक है, तो इसके वजह से तुम लोग क्या कर सकते हो स्टूडेंट्स, ये जो तुम्हारा रिलेशन है ना, ये वाला जो रिलेशन है, बिकॉज तीनों सेम है, तो तुम लोग ये vy स्क्वायर और vz स्क्वायर के जगह पे भी क्या लिख सकते हो, vx स्क्वायर, बिकॉज सेम है ना तीनों. समझ में आ रहा है? ठीक है, तो उससे क्या होगा, तुम लोग का v स्क्वायर क्या बन जाएगा, तुम्हारा v स्क्वायर बनेगा 3vx स्क्वायर. समझ रहे? v स्क्वायर इज vx स्क्वायर, vy स्क्वायर, vz स्क्वायर का एडिशन. But Vx, Vy, Vz, all three, see, particles का velocity no matter wherever it is moving is same. Okay, so Vx is equal to Vy equal to Vz. So using that relation here in this particular relation, Vy square और Vz square की जगह तुम लोग क्या डालोगे, Vx square डालोगे, तो तुम लोग को क्या मिलेगा, ये क्या मिलेगा, therefore V square will be equal to 3Vx square. समझ रहा है? ठीक है. And here, if you all will keep Vx on one side, अगर तुम लोग ने Vx square को एक साइड रखा तो 3 डिनोमिनेटर में चला जाएगा ना, तो you all will get something like this. समझ रहा है? ठीक है, तो हम लोग क्या लिख सकते हैं, देखो Vx square को अगर एक जगह रखा तो you all will get 1/3 V square, and that is equivalent, that is applicable to other axis as well. Okay, why we did this? See, as I told you all, this pressure formula is along x axis. बट अभी हमको ओवरऑल ढूंढना है, पूरे क्यूब के अंदर का ढूंढना है ना. सो जस्ट 1 मिनट. ओके फाइन. सो यू ऑल कैन सी हियर, ये प्रेशर का फॉर्मूला देखो, ये प्रेशर का फॉर्मूला देखो, क्या दिया किया है, Vx स्क्वायर के जगह क्या सब्स्टिट्यूट किया है, 1/3 V स्क्वायर. एंड दिस इज द फाइनल स्टेप ऑफ माय डेरिवेशन. ओके, everyone please let me know if you all understood this last part that is there.
Yes, miss.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, miss.
Okay, this is very simple derivation. Consider a cube, consider one molecule that is going, hitting the wall, coming back along x-axis. So what we do, we find F total, we find F average for that molecule 1. Then we will find F total for all the molecules that are moving along x-axis and hitting the wall. Similarly, I will find pressure P average for that molecule 1, P total for all the molecules. Okay, fine. Then what we'll do is that, yeah, so that P total, the P total that is there, you all have to modify it little bit. See, this is the P total that you all get, but ये velocity square relation and everything you all can use, average relation and all, and you all can modify and obtain this final formula. So basically we are done for the molecules moving along x-axis. But what about y and z axis? So then you all have to do this further part and modify this formula. And the last equation that we have obtained, that is actually the pressure ideal gas equation if there is an ideal gas present inside a cube. Okay, fine. All right. Let us quickly read what is this written over here, and then we are done for today. This equation has been obtained for the cubical shaped container. However, it can be shown to be valid for other containers as well. Mark this statement, very important. भले ही एक्सपेरिमेंट ट्यूब के साथ किया हो, लेकिन बाकी कंटेनर्स के लिए भी दिस इज वैलिड, और बाकी एनी अदर शेप का कंटेनर. Also, we have assumed that there are no intermolecular collisions. The number of molecules in the container is so large because 1 mole stands for that Avogadro's number, right? 6.022 into 10 raised to 23. The number of molecules in the container is so large that even if the molecular collisions are taken into account, the above expression does not change. So this is like the final expression for pressure of ideal gas. भले ही हमने intermolecular forces consider नहीं किया है, तुम लोग consider करते भी हो तो equation change नहीं होगा. If a molecule acquires a velocity with components that is different than Vx, Vy, Vz, after collision, there will invariably be some other molecule having different initial velocity, now acquiring the velocity with the components Vx, Vi, and Vz. As the gas is steady in equilibrium, this must be happening, thus the collisions do not affect. So basically, इंटरमोलिकुलर कोलिजन कंसिडर करो, कोई और डायरेक्शन कंसिडर करो, एक्स वाई जेड के जगह फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला है. दिस इक्वेशन इज गोइंग टू बी एज इट इज. ओके, सो वी आर डन विद द डेरिवेशन. हाँ, ओके.